There's a kitty wandering around, so if he jumps up and ruins us all, that's who we blame. Hiya! So it's been quite a while since I've last made a video. I started a job, which I hate, but we won't go into that today. And so I just haven't had time. But I've taken some time off and I'm motivated again. I'm not really dressed. I'm in a Bambi's pyjama t-shirt from Primark, which I love. But today I wanted to talk about just rambling. Today I wanted to talk about something that I'm really passionate about, and that's theatre. I live in London, so I've got it all on my doorstep, which is amazing. So I just want to talk about my top 5 favourite shows to see in London, which I think will tick a box for everyone, so there's something for everyone hopefully in this. So if you're coming to London, or you just want to know what show to go and see when you already live in London, whatever it is, hopefully there's something in here that you've not seen already, or you'd like to try. So it's not necessarily in order, because I love all these shows equally and in different ways. Cat, what are you doing? He's up to mischief. But first of all, I'm going to talk about a musical, which is Kinky Boots. So Kinky Boots is now in its 2nd year. I'm not sure who the cast is now. I think it might have changed, but when I saw it, it had KerryAND in it. I think that's how you pronounce his name, and he was amazing. But yeah, this is like definitely one to go and see with a group of girls. So if you're like on a hen do in London, or you just want like a girls' night out, you just want to go to theatre, not too mad one, or have a mad one, because it's a pretty good pre-drink type show. It's got really good like upbeat feel-good songs. It's got a nice message. It's based on the film, if you've seen it, so if you've seen the film you know what it's about. Cat's running around. Basically it's about this man whose father owns a boot company, and it's failing, and his dad dies. The cat just fell in the sink. I'm gonna have to remove the cat from the sink because sometimes they pee or other things in the sink and he's not allowed to. What are you doing? Come on, out of there. Good boy. He's being so mischievous. So yeah, it's basically his dad dies, and then God, it's so annoying. So yeah, his dad dies, and then as a result he takes over this boot factory, and then I can't quite remember, I think he's basically on a night out in London, comes across this, do you call him transvestite? A man dressed up in drag anyway, he's known as Lola, and yeah, they just meet, and I'm describing these really badly. Yeah, so they oddly become friends, and he is a man in drag who cannot get a good boot, so they kind of get together and they revive his old factory by selling boots for men, like women's style boots, like knee-length boots with heels for men. And then they take it to Fashion Week, and it's all amazing, and it's really good, feel-good musical. Like you come out of it my cheeks were sore from smiling, and I'm not that much of a smiley person. So yeah, it's a really good feel-good one. Definitely one to go see with the girls. I went to see it with my mum and my godmother, and it was fantastic. It was such a good day out. Bit of a different level now. This is the play. It's a play. It's a play. This one's a play. It's a play. How many times are we going to say the word play? So the next one I'm going to talk about is the play that is called The Woman in Black. Now, if you've seen the film, that's based on the play, I think. The play's been on in the West End for like years and years and years. I want to say like 30 years, but I could be wrong, but it's around about that. Like, it's a really successful show. So yeah, if you've seen the film, it's the same as far as I'm aware. I've not actually seen the film, but same idea. It's really scary, but it's like it feels good because like everybody in the audience screams, and it's like quite exciting. So it's just like going to see a live horror film. So I think if you're like taking your boyfriend to London, or he's taking you, and you really want to go see a show but he's not into it, cat, please be quiet, and he's not into it, then take him to see that, because it's quite scary, quite fun, and a bit different, and it's not like a big musical, it's in your face and really cheesy. It's not a musical at all. It's really well done. Cat's playing with bags. Kitty, can you stop? There's people on the street talking, probably hear that as well. Brilliant. Brilliant. So yeah, that's one to go and see, like more for boys, not for boys, but if you're trying to drag a boy to the theatre, that's a good one to get them to go and see. It's scary, it's exciting, it's got a really good story, it's very well acted, very well done. So yeah, definitely go and see that. Next show I'm going to talk about is another play. It's called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. So I read this book when I was, I want to say like 10 years old, but I probably wasn't that young. But it's about a boy with autism. Now my sister has autism, so I can relate to it. That's why I read it. Love the book. It's one of the only books I actually read when I was younger. So it's based on that. It's very physical. They use what I call physical theatre and movement a lot throughout the show. There's not like massive sets or anything, but it's just very clever. It's really well done with the lighting and sound, and everything's really well done. It's very well acted as well. The boy who plays the boy with autism is brilliant. I think it's just fantastic that there's a show in the West End talking about such a big, not issue, because I wouldn't say autism is an issue, but raising awareness about something that maybe people don't know about or don't talk about. Because I know what it's like with having someone in my family with autism and how difficult that is on my family and on their friends and everything. So I think it's great that there's something in the West End that is selling out and doing really, really well, promoting that. I think that's fantastic. Not only that, but it's a brilliant show. So if you want to know more about autism, go and see it. If you want to see a really, really good piece of theatre, go and see it. It's done by the National Theatre, I want to say. But yeah, it is really good and it sells very well, so it can be quite expensive. So I went in January, I went to the ticket booth in Leicester Square and I managed to get 2 tickets in the stalls for £25 each, which is really bloody good. So little tip there, if you think, oh, I've wanted to see that for ages, I live in London, can never see it, try it in January, the ticket booth, that's where I got my tickets. Okay, next show I'm going to talk about, it's kind of 2 actually, it's The Play That Goes Wrong. I went to see that in, it was January this year. It's done by Mischief Theatre. So the idea of The Play That Goes Wrong, and there's been several other shows brought out now in the same concept, with the same concept even. So it's essentially, you're going to see a show and the real theatre company that are putting on the show pretend to be an amateur theatre company putting on a show. And like, even as you arrive, there's little touches being added, like they're running around the theatre asking, have you seen this dog? The dog that's meant to be in the show. And for a moment, I didn't realise that it was part of the show and it was a joke, so I was like, there's a dog in the theatre. I got really excited. I was like, where's the dog? I need to see the dog. But yeah, it's all part of the facade, and it's basically just everything that could go wrong in a show, like, but it's quite realistic as well, because some of the stuff that happened in that show is stuff that happened to me when I was in shows when I was younger. Like, there's a point where someone gets pushed on stage, like with a script, I was like, just do it. That happened to me when I was in Panto when I was younger. So it's all stuff that happens, and I think that's why it's so funny. But there's some stuff that is like quite ridiculous but hilarious. It's just so well executed. Like, the direction is brilliant, the acting is brilliant. It's really, really funny. It's kind of slapstick style humour. One of my friends, I've only met one person that doesn't like it, one of my friends, because she doesn't like that style of comedy. So if you don't like slapstick comedy, then it's probably not going to be your thing. But I would say I don't particularly like slapstick comedy, but this is just so well done. It's brilliant. Like, you have to see it. At the same time, they have another show, the same company have another show called The Comedy About the Bank Robbery, which I also went to see. And it's a similar concept, except for it's not a play within a play. It's just a play about this bank robbery. It's, according to my boyfriend, it's set on, like, or it's kind of based on films in the 60s. So apparently there was a lot of robbery films in the 60s that went wrong. I don't know. I think that's what he said. And so yeah, it's just about this robbery that goes completely wrong. There is a hilarious scene about in the middle of it, in the bedroom, where there's this bed, you know, one of those beds that fold up into the wall. With that is my favourite scene. Probably one of my most favourite scenes in all theatre ever. It is brilliant. So yeah, go and see either one of those or both. I can't remember where The Play That Goes Wrong is on, but The Comedy About the Bank Robbery is on at yeah, basically my cat just jumped on the table and is now looking very suspicious, and it knocked my phone, which I'm filming this on, off. But yeah, so The Comedy About the Bank Robbery is on at the KerryAND, I want to know, is it? It's at Piccadilly Circus anyway. As you come out of Piccadilly Circus station, it's just on there. So either one of those, great, that's my 2-in-1. And lastly, I'm going to speak about another musical, which is Matilda. Matilda has been on Broadway and West End for blooming ages now. Cat, will you please be quiet? He likes to play with bags. Paper bags. The noisy one. Well, all bags are noisy, I suppose. Totally different angle, I'm sure. My cat is going to make so much noise, I'm so sorry, but just deal with it. So yeah, last show I'm going to talk about is Matilda. It's been on the West End and Broadway for a long, long time now. It just opened, I want to say in Sydney, somewhere in Australia, either Sydney or Melbourne, or maybe one of the other big cities. But yeah, so the lyrics and everything are done by Tim Minchin. I think the lyrics and the music by Tim Minchin. And it's the first time that he's done something of such scale. But I actually watched a documentary on him recently about him writing the music and everything for this, and he actually wanted to do it like a long, long time ago. He wrote to, I think, like Roald Dahl's wife and asked for the rights to put on a show like on a small scale. And then yeah, eventually he was asked to actually write for it, and it was a bit of a chance they were taking on him. But the lyrics and the music are incredible, like so different to any other show in the West End, I would say. They're like really fast paced, there's like so much going on in them, but they are so blimmin' clever and heartwarming and funny, like really funny. And it's brilliant, it's everything you'd imagine it to be. Miss Honey is just as adorable as you'd like her to be. Trunchbull is played by a man, which I think is a brilliant decision, and Trunchbull is a fantastic character. Like you hate her just as much as you do when she's in the film, and you're just as scared of her. And Matilda is this tiny little talented bundle of joy. Like all the kids in that show are amazing, and like that alone is reason to see it. If you don't like kids, then meh. I think you will if you see them in this, because they are so good, like so good. Again, it's one of those ones that's quite expensive because it sells so well, so it's hard to get tickets to it. I can't remember what I did in the end. Apparently you can queue up for like day seats and stuff like that, but I don't know how good those seats are. But something worth trying. It might just be one of those ones that I think that's what I did. I asked for tickets for my birthday or something. So maybe it's just a treat to yourself, like a massive, massive treat, because you don't get cheap tickets for that. And even if you do, they're still, you know, like they're not great seats or whatever. So if anyone has tips, like share them below, that'd be great. And of the same ilk, another 2-in-1 is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So like if you can't quite afford to go Matilda, you can sometimes get slightly cheaper tickets for Charlie. I think it's in its last year, I don't know when it closes, but I'm pretty sure I've seen like final year or something on the posters. It's lovely as well, like it's got some of the original music in it, lots of new music. Willy Wonka is fantastic, Charlie is adorable, the grandparents are brilliant, and it's just, yeah, it's great. All the characters from the film are in it, and they're all fantastic. So yeah, that's another one I'll just give a quick shout out to. That's definitely worth going to see before it closes. Don't know if it'll tour, but quite difficult for it to tour because it has like the most amazing set and all these set changes and everything. So how they would travel around with that, I don't know. But I did think that about Wicked as well with the dragon, but they managed to do that. There are obviously other shows like Wicked, Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera, which are all brilliant. I haven't actually seen Les Mis. What? But I just thought I'd give a shout out to some different shows that I've seen and absolutely loved, and maybe you will as well. So yeah, if you've seen those shows and you have a different opinion to me, write it below. If you agree with me, write it below. If you're coming to London and want some more suggestions of what to do, give me a shout, I'll be more than happy to help. This is turning into a travel channel. So yeah, happy to be back on YouTube. I'm going to make a bunch of videos today, so it will be the same setup. My hair and makeup will be pretty much the same. Might change on top, we'll see. Does anyone care? I don't care, but I do like looking at pretty YouTubers wearing different nice things, and yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, it's been a long, long time, but it's good to be back, and hopefully people will appreciate this video. Hopefully it helps you decide what to go and see in London. I don't know how to finish. On to the next video. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, like, because I'm just starting out, all that stuff means so much to me. I mean, it always will, but at this moment in time, like, one comment, I'm like, get excited. So really sad. Yeah. So yeah.